It is Luis Palomino, the double champ, the pound for pound number one, getting ready for your ninth BKFC appearance, which is crazy, man. You've become a true pioneer of the game, man. So, what's the feel as you get ready for this ninth BKFC appearance?
Man, it's amazing, man. I came into this to this game, to the bare knuckle game, with a mentality that I would become champion. I didn't think that I would become the pound for pound, that I would be undefeated so far along. It's such a hard game. This You don't necessarily have to be the better fighter to win, man. This game is brutal. You can have a cut so big, the fight gets stopped, and you have your loss right there. You get clipped and get knocked out. A little easier than you would in MMA or in boxing because there is no gloves, it's bone to bone. So it's just it's a real blessing to finally have come to my fear maturity, and be able to do what I've been doing all these years, man.
Pretty incredible. All right, BKFC 45 is going to be the appearance. It's Friday, June 23rd, Hollywood, Florida. If you're in the area, buy tickets. If not, you can catch it on the app. Now, it's James Lilley, number one lightweight contender. I mean, this guy has earned his way to the spot. Give us thoughts on him as an opponent, kind of what challenges he presents for you.
No, he's definitely earned the shot. I was never opposed to it. I did have another opponent before him, so I was getting ready for a complete different opponent, complete different style, and a very high level of world-class boxing. A southpaw. So everything changed once they changed the name and the location. I said, "Oh, hold up! I have to rearrange everything. Change the strategy." We're very strategic where I come from. I have a very strong team. But man, having that said, Lilley has definitely earned the shot, riding a 7-0 record, which is very hard to do. I'm here sitting on the 8-0 one. He was a champion in BKB from what I've heard, and he's done everything. He's done MMA, he's done boxing. He's very well. He's got a good complete game, right, in his boxing skill. He's got a very good bare knuckle boxing skill, which is a little different than just boxing. You know what I mean? You have MMA fighters come in, and you have boxers come in, and then you have the bare knuckle boxer, which is the new breed. You know what I mean? The new breed of the actual essence of the game, right? And Lilley represents that. He comes in with a full bare knuckle entourage. In his tools, he has a big box of tools there. He throws a lot of punches, works a lot off his jabs. Now, I gotta be real with you. You know what I mean? I'm always gonna give respect where respect is due. But then I start doing what I do, right? I start, doing my investigations. You know what I mean? I turn into the worst PI there is, man. You know what I mean? So I start to search. Okay, there's a great record. Okay, you've done great. I see some videos. Okay, you look good. Against who? That's the big question. You know what I mean? So then when I go and look at his record and look at the people that he's fought, you know what I mean? There's no one there, nowhere in the vicinity of my skill level. You know what I mean? There only one guy that I see that he's faced that is in the range of the level that I faced compared to his record is Tyler Goodjohn. And if you see the fight between Tyler Goodjohn and I gave Tyler Goodjohn a better fight than Lilley ever did. You know what I mean? I think that, yes, Lilley did some damage, but he did damage to cuts that I already had provided. You know what I mean? So that he my cuts, and Tyler's a warrior. He's a Viking, man. He goes forward, he got clipped a couple of times, but then you see in the later rounds, Tyler started to walk him down. You know what I mean? And Lilley's gas was a little suspect. I think he's got a great chin, but then again, it's like a great chin against who? You know what I mean? I'm not saying that the people, because he fought Bobby Taylor and he absorbed some good punches from Bobby Taylor. Bobby Taylor got some power, but there's a difference in between pushing a punch and placing a punch and pulling back. There's a big difference in that. You know what I mean? So I believe that if he comes at me throwing the amount of punches that he likes to throw, he's gonna go to sleep very early, man. You know what I mean? He's not gonna. He hasn't had somebody counter punch him the way that I'm going to counter punch. He hasn't had somebody attack him with the defense that I have. You know what I mean? So he has his pros, but he has a shitload of cons too, man, that I'm gonna expose. So That's where
I
we at.
love it. I love it. Hey, that's just a fair breakdown, man. That's honest evaluations. I respect it. So, talk to you. I mean, Luis, as you said, you didn't anticipate being here when you got into this. What's the plan? I mean, a big win here and moving forward, like you said. I mean, double champ, pound for pound, #1. I mean, if there was a Hall of Fame, you're in it already. You know, I mean, there's nothing to prove. So, what's the plan? I mean, do you see yourself staying busy and trying to defend 2 titles? Do you see yourself? I mean, what do you see moving forward?
Man, look, man. I'll be very honest with you. The reason, look, I'm very realistic with my capabilities. I know that there's a lot of people I can beat at 165. I know there's some people they're gonna present some tough challenges. The reason why I stepped up to 165 is because I'm here looking for big names and they're not coming up. You know what I mean? We see Mike Perry has gotten the opportunity to go and put some hurting in Michael Venom Page, put some hurting on Luke Rockhold. You know what I mean? Because he got the opportunity to do so. You know what I mean? So I've been here like with my hand waved, challenging guys when I'm the champion. So Chad Mendes, and I'm not putting him down or talking shit. Chad Mendes is a very respectful man. I'm a very respectful man. But at the end of the day, this is the fight in the hurt game, the hurt business. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you're in my house. So when Chad Mendes got signed, the first thing I did was call Dave Feldman and say, hey, what's up? You know? And he said, oh, we got to get his feet wet first. So he gets his feet wet, and then he sits out for a year. In that year, I'm publicly calling his name 3 fights in a row. And the guy's crickets. So then he comes back because he's going to fight Eddie Alvarez. You know what I mean? And then, he let me know, hey, look, this is going to be my last fight. I'm going to retire, because I was still pushing to get that fight. He was being honest with me, So then you got Eddie Alvarez, and we had an exchange of words in social media, not putting him out there. It's just the truth, you know what I mean? But basically his own words is, you and I will never fight for money. I'm like, what the fuck? But I don't get it, man. So you chased gold and you got it in the UFC and in Bellator. And then you went to ONE FC in Japan and you didn't accomplish it, but you chased it, right? So now you come to Bare Knuckle and you don't want a title when it's being thrown at your face. You know what I mean? So it's like they keep signing these big names in my weight class, right? In my weight range, but they don't want to fight me. They want to come over here to my house, collect a bigger check than I collect, and run away? No, man. You know what I mean? So if you ask me what's next, is Dave Feldman, I feel it. I feel for Dave Feldman and the matchmaker, Nate Shook, man, because it's like they get guys to sign a contract against me and fight me. You know what I mean? I've even asked for Mike Perry. We cool. I got no beef with Mike Perry. We see each other once in a while. We're both in Florida, There's not no beef like that. There's a thing of Mike Perry has a loud, huge name, and I'm the pound for pound. And then you got Mike Perry's manager, who I don't, we don't get along very much, Malky, Kyle, and them. We don't have a good relationship. And you get the Malky talking about Mike Perry, the king of bare knuckle, BKFC. No, man, you can't. I'm sorry. Look, you can't have 2 fights in the game and be the king. When there's somebody sitting here 8-0 with 5 title defenses, man. Nobody in BKFC history has defended a title more than 3 times. You know what I mean? I've had 5. I'm going to the 6th title defense. I'm double champion. I'm the only 2-weight division undefeated champion. You know what I mean? So it's like stats say it all. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for a big name. People ask me, who do you want to fight next? I don't care who. What I care is the number that comes next to that name. And what I mean by that is because I've earned it. I've earned it. You know what I mean? I'm going to my 9th fight, and I'm asking for these big names that are bigger people than me. You know what I mean? I walk around 170 pounds, man. You know what I mean? Out of shape, I'm 175 fat. You know what I mean? And then I'm here challenging people like Mike Perry at 170. I challenged Thiago Alves before he fought Yuli Monster at 170, and he didn't want to fight me. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm here raising my hand and going the extra mile. I went for the 165-pound belt, thinking, okay, let me open my spectrum here, see if I can drag somebody in here. And crickets, man. So I'm just sitting here where Nate Shook and Dave Feldman are signing these big names, but they don't want to face me.
Well, it's funny because I know you don't want to look past James Lilley. You got to get through him, but all those names that you mentioned, to me makes sense, right? Because I get it. A lot of BKFC success has been kind of putting well-known MMA fighters against well-known MMA fighters. And yes, you're the number one pound for pound, but you have that MMA history as well. You know what I mean? You fit that bill as well. So all those matchups seem to make sense to me.
Yes. You know, hey, look, man, 1,000%. I'm not putting nothing past James Lilley. I take every fight very serious. This is the reason why we're undefeated right now. You know, I don't play no games with camps. You know, like I've pushed it. You know, I'm ready for this guy. You know, but yeah, man. When it comes to talking about the next fights and what I want, I just want the biggest name possible. Right now, the biggest name possible is already in the organization is Mike Perry and Eddie Alvarez. You know, like I don't even care about the 165-pound belt, to be very honest with you. I would love to defend it against Austin Trout. It's a big name, two-time WBA world champion. He debuted at 165. You know what I mean? That makes sense. Eddie Alvarez, you know, he debuted at 165, right? Give him a shot. And why would I let this guy skip the line? Because it's a young organization, and these guys have been proven to be world-class champions. They're not no whatever skipping the line. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Great for the promotion. It'd be great for me, of course. But more than anything, man, I understand the business side of bringing in these big UFC names and you know, putting them to fight each other. I think we're past that now. I think with like the Luke Rockholds, for example, we show that this bare knuckle boxing game is not just for anybody. You know what I mean? I think that it's time to tell these guys, you want to collect a big check, you got to go to my champion.
I love it. I love it. That is well said. And I like all those fights. Sign me up for any of them. So hopefully we'll see that happen. Obviously, James Lilley. Luis, do you still follow MMA at all? I'm curious. I mean, obviously, I'll always think about your wars with Justin Gaethje. I mean, those were legendary. He's got a big fight coming up later this month with Dustin Poirier. I mean, do you still follow the sport at all?
I definitely still follow. I do. I'm going to be very honest with you. I follow like the big fights only, you know, and the fighters that I grew up around that I still know about. But if it's not a big fight like the Justin Gaethjes, the Connors, you know, like the big names, then I'm not, you know, I'm not around. But I do follow for the most part.
I love it. Well, you definitely carved out your place.
Justin Gaethje I think Justin Gaethje would be a beast in bare knuckle, man. You know.
Oh man, hey, we got to get the trilogy at some point. You know what I mean? Maybe we bring it over. I think you guys. I love it. I think you guys would still throw down in any sport, man. I know you guys would be excited. Your styles just match up. All right, well, we'll look to that in the future. Right now, it's Friday, June 23rd. It's BKFC 45. Hey, listen, you're calling out some big names, respectfully calling for big fights. So I imagine you want to do something pretty spectacular here. I guess, how do you see this thing going out? Is this going to be a battle where you have to outlast it? Do you think you can get something done quick and dominant? How does this fight go?
I think that Lilley has a great chin. It'd be a mistake to go over there just trying to finish him. I believe I outbox him. He has not faced somebody of my skill. He has not faced somebody of my speed or my power or my precision. I believe I outbox him, and if I do take him out, it'll be between second and third round.
I love it. I love it. BKFC 45, Friday, June 23rd. If you're in Hollywood, Florida, get tickets. If not, watch it on the BKFC app. Luis, always a pleasure, man. You know we'll be tuned in and watching.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.